So we got to talk about Tiffany Cross, right? Someone on the left that pretty much hates America. And this is like a lot of people on the left, right? They tend to be very unhappy, very miserable people, right? And instead of, looking in the mirror and being accountable for why they're unhappy, they have to find an excuse. And usually for a lot of them, the excuse is America bad, right? America this, America got this. So, and that tends to be the reason for why they're unhappy. When in reality, sometimes it just comes down to the choices that you made in life. Right. But for a lot of people, of course, people struggle with accountability. So they have to find an excuse and a reason. And all the ills that are going on in America is usually that reason. And this brings me to Tiffany Cross, who, has done pretty well for herself. Right. She I think her net worth is over $1 million. So financially, like career wise, she's done pretty well. However, she still finds a reason for why she hates America. So I'm gonna let her talk and then I'll share my thoughts afterwards.
As a patriot, Scott, I find it really troubling because they ran on this whole idea of this pseudo-patriotism, this regressive masculine patriotism, yet everything they're doing runs against making America great. Well, it was never great, so I'm not going to say the again part, but making America great. You're trying to defend the indefensible. I absolutely feel that way. I absolutely feel that way. And I think if you had the history that my people had in this country, that you might have a modicum of understanding and respect for that. America was never great for me.
But I understand that we'll talk later about why the Democratic Party is so unpopular.
I'm not here to represent the Democrats. I'm here representing.
Nah, you represent the Democrats. We know you're a Democrat. Like you don't even need to hide it. You're a Democrat. I know right now being a Democrat is not a cool thing right now. So everybody want to try to distance themselves, but you vote Democrat. So don't even try to we know you're a Democrat. But all right. So what did she say? Right? She said, if you look at the history of my people, you can see that it's never been great. First of all, history, there's a lot of bad things that happen in history, right? No one condones slavery. No one condones the things that happened in the past. However, for a lot of black people like her, they act like, black people bad things have only happened to black people in the past, right? And last time I checked, she's never been a slave. She doesn't know anyone that's been a slave. She doesn't even know anyone that knows anyone that's been a slave. However, she wants to bring the past to justify the present, as if that's what's making her unhappy. Like, you've never been a slave, so how is what happened in the past preventing you from doing what you're doing now? For someone that potentially has a net worth over $1 million, so you're doing pretty well for yourself. But for some reason, she still finds a reason to say America has never been great for her. Like, what do you mean? Like, have you been are you in chains or anything like that? Like, I don't understand. You make money, you make pretty decent money, which tells me that what it is that she's not happy with her life. That's the only thing that I can that's the only conclusion I can come up with. There's a reason why you're unhappy with your life, and you have to find an excuse for it. Like I said earlier, and usually it's all the ills that are happening in America. Maybe because maybe I don't think she's married. I don't see a ring on her finger, so she's probably not married. So maybe that's where her unhappiness comes from. But she doesn't want to look in the mirror and say the reason why I'm unhappy because the choices I've made in my life. So you know what? I'm going to blame America, and let's go back to the past because in America they had slavery, they enslaved black people. So that's why America has never been great. Okay, because we all understand, like, it don't matter where you go, what part of the world you've gone through. The past, the history is full of a lot of bad things happening, but there's a lot of good things that happen in America as well. You don't talk about that because for you to say that it's never been great for you, have you ever lived outside this country? Have you lived anywhere other than the United States? Have you visited anywhere other than the United States? Right? What other part of the world would you have an opportunity to have a net worth over $1 million, especially as a black woman? And that's the thing, is like so many people take this country for granted. So it's easy to dump on it and say, oh, these are all the negatives that are America. But if you went somewhere else, you would learn very quickly that the grass is not always greener. And and my thing is this: if you really don't like America the way you do, you're someone that has the means to leave. Like, it's not like other people that that struggle, that don't really have $1,000 to their name, that probably don't like America and they would love to leave but they can't. She actually has the means to do it. So if you really don't like America the way you do, why don't you leave and go find a place where you think that you're going to find your happiness and that greatness that you're looking for. And you're going to learn very quickly that there's not too many places that offer you the freedom that the United States does. Now, am I saying is it perfect? Of course not. It's not perfect. We actually have people inside that are actively trying to destroy America from within. And we're fighting hard to try to prevent that, because we understand the freedoms. We understand the privilege that we have here in the United States, and we don't want to lose that. But when you have people that like Tiffany Cross that really doesn't appreciate it, and she likes to always pull the past, all these bad things happened in the past, and which is why it's never been great. It's just you're really not really understanding like the opportunities that you have here in America. Like there's so much opportunity. Like there's so much opportunity, and thank God that we don't live in the past. That thank God we don't have to deal with the things that happened in the past. Right? That we've come a long way as a country to make sure that a lot of people have an opportunity to build wealth for themselves. All right, the opportunity to make something out of themselves. And when I hear this from her, I truly believe that it's just because she's just not happy with life. She's miserable. There's something missing in her life, and maybe that's where it comes from. It's got to be something. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be something, because for you to be a person that's net worth over $1 million, that's done pretty well for a career rise, for you to say it's never been great for you, it's like, what would make it great for you then? Like, what are you missing? What do you need? There's got to be some type of bitterness in her, because it makes no sense. Okay. And you tell me it's never been great. Why are so many people trying to come over here? Everyone tries to come over here. It's never been great. I mean, during the times where everyone tries to migrate to the United States because they want an opportunity to build some level of wealth for themselves. So when you say that stuff, it's just like you've never been. It either tells me that you just never been outside of the United States, or you're just not a happy person and you feel like you're missing something. So I don't know what it is, but for to hear that, it's just like, when you listen to that, it's just like, why does it come from a lot of people on the left? Why is it the left that talks like this? Like, it's okay to criticize America, criticize the government, whatever, whatnot. But when you talk as a point where like the United States is just this bad place, it's like, it tells me you've never been outside of the United States and you have no idea what it's like, But that's what we're dealing with right now, and it's unfortunate. But those are my thoughts. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe. So guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.